Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but... Hold that pose long enough and...
Any artist who...
What can you
Not as much as you'd probably...
right.
It's safe to assume. Perhaps they see...
Even what... Has it really
Not to mine up, and to amass that...
So then why would
We must remember that time... It is a way to... No one could have...
Is becoming the...
Of course. In that respect.
It's reassuring.
I worry that the...
If you didn't want to...
You think too high...
If that's so... Why else would you...
A curious choice.
What Deadheim did, anyone who
What I have come to... I mean to bring...
And you don't think...
Well...
Does that make us any...
Insofar as
Not good enough.
Are you
You don't look so good. You all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almadria were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us, but nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almadria did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I hated and yet... But then there are people...
Law never...
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well... I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, but...
She can...
It's just what she... I wonder how it feels.
Much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cislodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
I took a look around and,
Thanks.
you know,
When we tore down...
yeah, I bet
Yeah.
ever since he died, I keep going. And heck, sometimes, but no matter. And then there, I stopped her from, I feel,
You're not the only... Like I think.
yeah,
And that's exactly...
Alfred.
Zephyr's not...
Sounds,
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before... we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Shion, I want to thank you. What?
Now that's what I call...
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahagsar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute... That mask of yours, it was...
Yeah, thanks for the...
Balsef's brute strength.
Shion said the same thing. Is it the fact I was wearing...
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he...
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Coming through! Engaging! No further!
This one is mine!
Blow away! Burn in hell! I'll blind you with fire! Destroy it with war!
One for the ranged attack!
Bring him down! We did it!
Far enough!
My turn! Hold that! You're finished!
This one!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize. Let's dispose of the trash.
I'm the Lord!
Save you!
Blow away!
Time to shine!
Blow away! It's on!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
I see one, eh?
Do it!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
No! Its armor's too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
If it's in the sky, it's mine! Bring it out! We can... Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving.
No choice.
You picked the wrong fight.
You can't get out of this!
Dragon Swarm!
Look sharp! Locked and loaded!
You think that shield will save you?
Let me free you of your power!
Where are you going?
A debut before!
Here, let's get work.
Resonate with you!
Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
We're not ready! All mine!
Going in.
You're mine! Raining Flash!
Hard ammo.
Handle it!
Dragon Swarm!
Ready!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Get lost.
Here goes! Smash you! My shield! We're not finished!
I can read your moves like a book! Piercing roar!
You're mine! My turn!
Elusive deity!
Not on my watch! Healing circle!
Elusive deity!
Raining Flash!
Appreciate the help!
The enemy wields armor too.
We'll soon see about that! Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
No choice.
You got fury! Raining Flash! Eat this! Raining Flash!
They really don't give up, do they?
Attack time! Armor won't save you! Dance on the
Dragon
wing!
Swarm!
Elusive deity!
Going in!
Rotating pile timer!
Look, make it right!
All yours, Kisara!
Barely a blip on our radar.
No choice.
Now you'll learn!
This one's mine! This one's mine! Water, here I go!
We're not finished!
Have you ever considered your purpose in life?
Dragon Swarm!
A freezing storm! Ready!
Die!
Ice tornado!
Not today!
I'm ready! Do it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Barely a blip on our radar. dispose of the trash.
Got you now!
Is it too late to talk over our differences?
The rebel! Stop that! Take this!
Take this!
Blow away! Burn in hell!
Glacial Spear. Here's the
deity.
Freeze Lancer!
Begin! Rotating pile driver!
Mine. Glacial Spear. Here's the evil.
Blow away!
It's
over! Here I come! It's over!
Face you!
Blow away!
Dance in the wind! I'll smash you!
Here goes! And again, not in your dreams!
Blow away!
Dragon Flame of Fury!
Burning
Water! Flaming Meteor!
Take this! You're mine!
Can you take it?
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Not today!
Going in.
Annihilation! These ones can run rings around us! Burning Strike!
This one's mine.
Take this!
A freezing storm.
Raining slash! Strike!
Begin!
Ice Tornado!
Next!
Not the surface engulfs you! I'm ready!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Going in. Here's the
See
Evo.
what I can do! Elusive deity!
Going in.
Freeze Lancer!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Arch Field! Strike!
Glacial Spear.
Here's the Evo!
You picked the wrong fight!
Freeze Lancer!
It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Dragon Swarm!
Ray!
Going in.
One more!
Double Phoenix Fang!
Freezing Storm!
Blow away!
Ice Tornado! I never miss!
Blow away!
Glacial
Raining
Spear.
Slash!
Here's the Evo.
Elusive deity!
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon Swarm! Not a chance!
Ready to go.
This
This one's mine.
Dragon Swarm!
Glacial
Double
Spear.
shattering
Here's the Evo.
Freeze in! Attack time!
This one.
Freeze Lancer!
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zoogles.